I got it. Thanks,
No.
Edward. Listen to what President Trump said about his upcoming meeting with Xi. Roll tape.
What do you hope to get out of the summit in China, and how much has the war in Iran changed the agenda?
Look, I have a great relationship with President Xi. We're doing a lot of business, but it's smart business. We used to be taken advantage of for years with our previous presidents, and now we're doing great with China. We make a lot of money with China. I have a great relationship with President Xi. And I think you can see that with the fact that in Hormuz, they get a big percentage, 40% of their oil from Hormuz. I respect him a lot, and hopefully he respects me. He didn't respect our previous government, that I can tell you.
Florida Congressman Carlos Gimenez joins me now. Sir, you're on the China Select Committee. What do you want President Trump to get from this meeting? What do you want him to come back with?
I want him to come back with a better trade deal for China, but also one of the things that I really want him to come back is a guarantee from China that they're not going to continue to produce the precursor chemicals to fentanyl, which have been killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. And so the first thing I would do if I were there as President Trump is, why did you do that? And somehow, you know, this is just not right. And so, look, I'm not a China fan. I really am not crazy about the president going to China. I think if they're going to have a summit, it would have been better in a neutral place. This is kind of a PR coup for Xi, having, you know, the president of the United States come to China to go see him. And like I said, I'm not really crazy about that image.
What would you say to the idea of limits on America's arms supply to Taiwan in return for limits on China's support of Iran? That kind of deal is being talked about. Would you go for it?
No, I wouldn't go for it because I don't trust China. I really don't trust them. And so, again, yeah, as you can tell, I'm not really optimistic about things, you know, changing with China. Maybe we got to get something out of this. Right now, we actually have them kind of where we want them. I mean, their cheap oil supply has just run out. They're not going to pay market prices for Venezuelan oil. They're not getting any Iranian oil. Yes, they do have a large stockpile, but that stockpile is being drained as we speak. And so I think the president is holding the cards. Also, China is very much food dependent. So we've just exposed China's weaknesses. And so hopefully the president gets that, and I'm sure Xi knows that. And I know that this whole thing, you know, what we're doing in Iran also has this, you know, much bigger picture, which is exposing China's weaknesses. And we need to take advantage of those weaknesses to get the best deals that we can.
President Trump posting on Truth Social this morning, quote, "No Republican has ever spoken to me about Cuba, which is a failed country and only heading in one direction, down. Cuba is asking for help, and we're going to talk." So, Congressman, if we're talking and if we're giving them some aid, is that how things stand?
Well, look, you can never predict what the president is going to do. I know that Cuba, yes, they need aid. They need humanitarian aid because it's a failed state. But they also are a national security threat to the United States. And I think that this president is really focused on those countries that are national security threats to the United States. Cuba is one of them. And so I wouldn't put anything off the table. I'm not asking for military intervention, but again, the president doesn't take anything off the table. And let's see what happens with this regime. Look, Marco Rubio said it best. The only thing worse than a communist is an incompetent communist, and that's who's running the island right now.
Okay, sir. Thanks very much for joining us, as always. I know we'll see you again soon.